I imagine the meeting at Hasbro about this movie went a little something like this. Give us another Transformers the movie, but with G.I. Joe. Get us a bunch of new characters that we can sell toys for. No, the story doesn't matter. Just make us the movie. This I command. Cobra la 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 la. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we are going to be talking about a movie that exists because Transformers the movie was successful. We're going to be talking about 1987's G.I. Joe the movie, which came out a year after Transformers the movie. I will warn you, there's probably going to be some spoilers in this review, but it's been out long enough. Look, this movie is kind of all over the place. You can really tell. Yes, you could tell this with Transformers the movie as well, but this is here to sell a bunch of new toys. Like Transformers the movie, which introduced some new characters, this one introduces a lot of new characters. And really, it's infamous for a lot of things, but we'll get into that in a bit. There's a lot going on in the story. I'm not going to try to explain it all, but what you have is the main stories are we find out where Cobra Commander comes from. It's a land called Cobra La, and it introduces an aspect to G.I. Joe that honestly doesn't fit. That being said, they were cool toys and I own them, but the whole Cobra La, this hidden society that's been around since the beginning of time, I don't know, a lot of it didn't work for me, even though they had some cool characters that made cool toys. But you also have on the G.I. Joe side, you're introducing a lot of new characters that are not trained yet, led by Lieutenant Falcon, who, voiced by Don Johnson, by the way, and the leader of Cobra La Globulus is voiced by Burgess Meredith. So you have Falcon, who is the half brother of Duke, and he's lieutenant. And it kind of reminds me of the character Lieutenant Kaffee from A Few Good Men, where it's like they're an officer, but you know they weren't like heroic to become an officer. But Lieutenant Falcon is kind of insubordinate. He's always getting in trouble, always doing things he shouldn't. And also, the G.I. Joes have this device called the broadcast energy transmitter, which could supply energy to the entire world, just give everyone power. And the bad guys, led by Serpentor, who took over for Cobra Commander in the cartoon again. I told you there's a lot going on here. He is approached by a representative of Cobra La saying, we need this device. They go after it, but Serpentor is captured. But thanks to Lieutenant Falcon's insubordinates, he's supposed to be guarding the front. Cobra then is able to free Serpentor, and he gets away, and some Joes are hurt. This leads to Falcon getting court-martialed, but instead of being sent to prison, they send him to the slaughterhouse, which is the training grounds led by one of the greatest acquisitions that G.I. Joe ever made, the wrestler Sergeant Slaughter. That is one of the by far coolest things G.I. Joe ever did. They not only had a Sergeant Slaughter toy, but he voiced himself on the show and everything, and he did that for a while, and it was great. This, of course, leads to meeting some new characters, which is Slaughter's Marauders. They end up going on a mission to the Cobra base, and instead of just spying on them, they end up blowing the place up. And this leads to a big battle for the BET, where Duke, to protect Falcon, is, supposed to have been killed by Serpentor, only ends up in a coma thanks to some ADR. And that's just something this movie, after the poor reception of Optimus Prime being killed in Transformers the movie, they were going to kill off Duke, but then they're like, well, people didn't like that. Even though I have to say that the Optimus Prime dying was actually one of the strongest points of that movie. Not saying you want to see it happen, but him dying for his cause makes a lot of sense. But anyway, so Duke's in a coma, and we find out that Globulus wants the BET to use or to heat up these spores, and it will de-evolve the world. It'll turn everyone back into well, if the case of Cobra Commander is any indication, well, he turned back into a snake. So people, I guess, will turn back into, cavemen to monkeys and all that stuff. But so that they have to go and stop them. Okay, this movie for me is all over the place. Look, watching it again, I haven't watched it in a while, and I always remembered them using the new characters more. They do use the Joes, at least most of the Joes, at a decent rate. You got to remember, you got tons of Joes, but the focus is mainly on the new ones and some of the more well-known ones. But characters like Snake Eyes barely get to do anything. There's other characters with Cobra that I don't even remember seeing. Storm Shadow, just things like that. So there's just honestly too many characters in this, where Transformers the movie, it did focus on these new ones for the most part. That's just it. It was more laser focused on certain characters. This one just kind of jumped all over the place with different characters. Some characters, some well-known characters, only got maybe one or two lines in the movie. So I just felt that this movie, plot-wise, is just all over the place. Character-wise, is just all over the place. You have the introduction of all these monsters and everything, and I don't know. Again, as cool as the designs of all this stuff was, I just felt that I don't know. I just felt like it didn't fit the G.I. Joe world. I would have rather have seen these characters used somewhere else, in some other cartoon or something that involved like fantastical monsters. I always thought G.I. Joe was more military and tech and things like ninjas and things like that. That's what G.I. Joe is to me. So this movie, though I enjoy it, it's just a little all over the place with everything. This movie was also infamous. Apparently, there was supposed to be a nude scene. I don't know how nude, but the character of Zorana, which I'll have to admit as a kid, they actually had storylines where they were involving one of the Joes, and I don't remember his name. Zorana was spying on the Joes, and he kind of fell for her. And I always kind of liked the character of Zorana. I mean, Anyway, what was I talking about? No, no. Apparently, they were supposed to introduce that scene. There was supposed to show a little more than they did. Which, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is almost like them introducing cussing to the Transformers movie. They're trying to introduce just a tad bit of adult content to this one. And honestly, though, here's the thing, though. I don't even remember this one. I think they showed this one on TV. I don't remember this going to theaters, and I know if it did, I didn't see it in theaters. Transformers the movie I did, but this one I don't think went to theaters. I'm pretty sure they showed this one on television. So that's probably why they had to get rid of that. I wonder if they would have had that in there had this been in the theaters. Because, again, they got away with cursing multiple times in the Transformers the movie. But all in all, G.I. Joe the movie is fine. I kind of wish, I'm not saying I want to see the character of Duke go, but if you're going to do it. And they chickened out because of the way people felt. Look, Transformers the movie, I admit it, and I've admitted this many times before. It was the first movie I ever cried at because Optimus Prime died. I mean, the second, he turns gray and that head turns aside, man, I'm bawling along with Spike's son. But, I think they should have went for it. If they're going to do it, do it. And really, because again, the ADR they do to say, hey, Duke's okay, is just kind of, it feels tacked on. You don't see him. I mean, it honestly just didn't work for me. And again, having all these monsters and everything in this really just didn't work for me either. Even though, again, they make cool looking toys. But G.I. Joe the movie is okay. I don't think it's great. And I wish there would have been, less characters. I know, again, there's tons of characters in G.I. Joe, and I feel like they tried to cram the majority of them in here. I would have liked it if they would have focused on like a set few. I mean, Roadblock gets a lot of time in this, which I'm fine with, but then you just got, like I said, one or two lines from other characters, and I just didn't like that. And I thought the origin of Cobra Commander was stupid. Just the whole, I come from this Cobra Law place. I've never talked about it before, and here it is. And by the way, he goes home, and it's like, well, you're a failure. We're going to take you out. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. But anyway, G.I. Joe the movie it's okay. I enjoy it, but there is a lot about it that, story-wise bothers me, structurally bothers me, and, I enjoy it, but, there's definitely better G.I. Joe cartoons out where some of the episodes are way better than this. And yeah, I don't really highly recommend seeking this one out. If you own it, hey, great, I own it. I've owned it for a long time. I don't really recommend seeking it out if you've never seen it. I would say go to the Hasbro YouTube channel and just watch some of the old shows instead, because a lot of the shows are way better than this. Until next time, see you later.